Number 5.
Wow. All right, my cheap-ass family. Yes, 3 adult families. 3, count them, 3 adult families. Grandparents, father, mother, all living in separate houses, not apartments, houses. How many dryers between the 3 of them? Answer, 0.
Hell yeah.
0 clothes dryers between the 3 adult families living in the modern age. So, what did that mean? Well, that meant Grandpa had to drag that hamper basket, you know, the one with wheels on it? Actually, it was more of a casket than it was a basket because it killed the old man, dragging it to the coin-op. By the way, my grandfather saved $189 on the initial purchase of the dryer, but fed $5,000 worth of quarters into someone else's coffers because he dragged the clothes back and forth to the coin-op laundry for 35 effing years. And over at our house, we did not have a dryer. And so what do? Well, you hang it out on a clothesline. But what do you do when it's cold or when it's raining? You put this crappy, rickety wooden rack up above the floor register where the heater is, not the air conditioner, the heater, and you lay your stuff out. But what happens when you're a little bit late and it's your Pop Warner football game and you only have one pair of socks that go up higher than your ankles? Well, you better take those socks and lower them a couple of notches on that rack so they can dry faster. Not too low, they'll burn just like we all are going to do in cheapness hell.
Number 4.
Health food. Oh, sure, it's hip, it's vogue, it's cool now. Everyone's got their little tofuty this and their tofuty that. Hey, you don't eat meat? No problem. I got stuff that tastes just like ribs. As a matter of fact, it's in the shape of ribs. You don't know it don't come from a cow. Comes from a soybean field, but it tastes delectable. Well, that's not how it was when we kicked it old school. When my mom went health food back in the day, it should have been called hell food. Forget the health part. It was hell food.
Freak out!
Yes. Oh, you guys think you like your health food peanut butter, the stuff that's just made of whole peanuts and it's not got any preservatives or additives. I want you guys to try unsalted, unroasted, raw peanut butter. First off, it ain't even brown. It's beige. It's a weird, eerie, fleshy beige. It's the color, you know when they fish a hooker out of the ocean that's been floating around in like the East River too long? That's the color. That's the color of this. And you take it and you think you can spread it on some bread? No, you cannot. You can roll it on bread. It's like putting silly putty down on the funny pages when you're a kid. You take the unsalted, raw, unbaked peanut butter and you roll it out on some 14-grain bread and it picks up the bread as it rolls, and now you have a ball of the crappiest looking, worst tasting, blandest you know what it is? It's like what they dreamed in the apocalyptic future. It is some sort of protein mulch. There should be a class action lawsuit against everyone who created or bought health food in the 70s. What's next? OJ. That's right.
Number 3.
Saw the guy wearing the T-shirt. What's his name? What is the guy's name?
I think it was Tom Riccio.
The guy with the world's crappiest mustache with the silvery mullet. Hey, when the mullet starts turning silver, that means it's time to head down to Fantastic Sam's, you retard. But again, he's wearing a plain blue Hanes T-shirt on national television. And by the looks of the cat, he's not on TV every weekend. As a matter of fact, this is the first time he's ever been on TV. So he goes to his closet and he goes, what should I wear here? Ooh, maybe a little warm in the studio. I don't want to upstage Larry King and his dead guy's suspenders. I'll put on a T-shirt. Really? A T-shirt? And this goes out to everyone who thinks it's okay to wear a members-only jacket to a funeral or moo-moo in church or go in front of the judge wearing a Making Bacon T-shirt and cut-off sweats. Please have something in your closet with an effing collar. You understand? Maybe a V-neck sweater. We have something called Old Navy, people. I suggest you take $11, head down, take your moped down to the closest Old Navy, and buy something with an effing collar just in case somebody dies, or, more likely, you have to stand in front of the judge or the Grim Reaper, known as Larry King. Thank you. Number two. Dragon movies. This movie, Dragon Wars, came out last weekend. A dragon movie comes out every 3 years. They must cost $100 million if they cost a penny, because it ain't cheap to make a movie where lizards are flying over Manhattan and burning the entire city down to the ground. But they never make their money back. You got your Dragon Wars, your Reign of Fire. How about Aragon? Remember that? Remember that jewel that came out about a year ago? They never make a penny back. And why? Because there's never this scenario. There's never a time when I'm sitting around with my wife on a Friday evening and say, hey, honey, how about we grab a movie tonight? And she says, fine. And I say, how about a romantic comedy? And she says, hell no, how about a dragon movie? You understand? Nobody ever says, how about we see a dragon movie? They say, how about we see a Western? How about we see an action movie? How about we see a romantic comedy? No one says, hey, you know what I got a hankering for? A dragon movie. And if you do want to see a dragon movie, there's no chance in hell, in fiery dragon breath hell, that the person next to you goes, that's just what I was thinking. I didn't want to say anything. Man, we are simpatico in the dragon movie department. I'm dying to see a dragon movie. It's been like 18 months since I've seen a dragon movie. You're not going to have to drag me to a dragon movie. Let's go, bro. And
number one.
Thank you, Danny Ramey. Number one, Oprah. Oh, that sanctimonious cow. Oprah talked to the Brown family and talked to the Goldman family ad nauseum last week about the book, If I Did It by O.J. But, of course, when it came time to discuss who had read the book, well, the queen of the all media turned her nose up. She turned that little brown, fat nose up and said, I did not and would not read the book. As a matter of fact, let's hear her own words.
Have you read it?
No.
Will you read it?
No. Have you?
I haven't read it.
Will you?
And I won't be reading it.
No.
No, I will not.
This is fantastic. Hey, Oprah, are there any other books you don't want to read you can sit around and talk about for an hour? And I got an idea. Next time, instead of just inviting one guest who hasn't read the book either, why don't you bring 5 or 6 people who haven't read the book, and then you could all sit around and talk about how your poo doesn't stink enough to read a book like this. Listen, bitch, get over it. He murdered 2 people, but they're books about people murdering people all the time. They're books about the Holocaust. I don't read those books. I don't condone the Holocaust. Hey, how about the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald? I'm sure somebody wrote a book about that. 26 souls lost at sea. Well, I'm not going to read a book about that. I don't condone ore barges going down in Lake Huron. How dare you? Read the book, bitch! Thank you.
Wow.
I stood up for that.